Hey everyone, it's me, Anime Game Nerds here, bringing you my review for Naruto chapter 653. Now, alright, this chapter isn't that, I don't feel it's that bad, but it's like, at least it looks like this is going to like wrap up next chapter, the whole Talk No Jutsu. Hell, fuck, it could be canceled because all we know, when Naruto reaches out to Obio's arm, Obio's like, aha, motherfucker, like, pulls out like a scythe, a battle axe, a sword, or just a motherfucking lightsaber from his ass and cuts Naruto's arm off. But chances are that won't happen. Since this is Naruto, and anything I would like to see that happens in Naruto doesn't ever fucking happen. That... And apparently we found this chapter, I'm not sure if it was stated prior in the story, that that Obio didn't know who his parents just like Naruto, and they were dead. In which, like, alright, back when, like, during the Kakashi Chronicles, people have pointed this out from my notice. When you think about it, Team 7 is a lot alike like Kakashi's team, like the old school Team 7, Sakura like being Rin. But here's the thing, like Sakura of course is like Rin. But here's the thing, if you think about it, in terms of like, even though Obito was in Uchiha, Naruto was a lot like Obio in his youth, and Sasuke is a lot like Kakashi, despite Kakashi not being in Uchiha. And like, I think I've seen similar people compare similarities. I've noticed them for sure. Like Kakashi, when he was a kid, was like this cold-hearted, didn't really crack a smile, and took things way too seriously, just like what Sasuke did in Part 1, at least in the beginning of Part 1, and actually still is like that in the series. I think only midway through Part 1, Sasuke was at all like enjoyed what he was doing. And Obito and Naruto pretty much being this goofball, had a crush on the girl on their team, and more so wanted to both be Hokage. And of course they didn't know who their parents were. And it's like pretty much the gist of this chapter's talk, is essentially like Naruto trying to talk into Obio. Now, from what I noticed from this more so conversation, it feels like Obito, like, from some of his dialogue, to me, Obio's giving the 5 off, and ever since, like, he became the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, this had been the case with Obio. He's more so since forgot who he was. He feels like he's been giving me that 5 that he honestly has forgotten who he is, and he thinks he's now, like, the second stage of the 6 paths. Which he does say he believes that in this chapter. It's like ever since he became the Jinchuriki, Obio has given me that 5. Like, some people thought it was going to be the fact that the Jubi was taking over him, which I'd be like, ha, you had that coming, and we might actually get an awesome film for as a Jubi. But no, it's the fact that I feel like Obito's more so he's forgetting about his memories as Obio. That's to me the 5 he's getting. Now, granted, I'm reading the manga panda translations. I should have waited for a manga stream, but yeah, it's like manga panda translations are never that good, and this was a dialogue-heavy chapter. But honestly, it's mostly just Talk No Jutsu and flashbacks with Obio, like 2 flashbacks during Obio says with Rin. Like one of them, like during one of the first flashback is, I believe that's the dialogue. That's actually what happens back, I think, in chapter 559, during like when we found out Obio is like Toby was Obito, during one of the scenes, like his moment with Rin, and when there was that little fuck up with the Kage face on how the Minato wasn't the 4th Hokage yet, his face was up there. Which, speaking of that, there was, I believe, that error in last week's chapter, because I don't believe Obio at all saw the Kage faces once, and yet Minato's face was up there, and his face was up there instead of Tsunade's. I'm like, what the fuck? During that little, like, fantasy he had. And then but they more so like confirmed that this week, yeah, the Hokage's faces on the Hidden Leaf Mountain don't predict the future, because we actually see it was the first 3 Hokage faces in a flashback. Granted, that could just be an artistic fuck up because the fact that we never seen like the first 3 Hokages, we've only seen like up to the 4th and prior. But even then, I'm like, you made that mistake twice, and yet you correct it in the next chapter. But I guess you could say it's a little nitpick. And then it's like more so at the end of now, one of the things that's also brought up in this chapter is with Naruto more so saying there's no shortcuts to becoming Hokage unless you just challenge something like me. And that you have, it's essentially like hard work will make you become the Hokage, which, because Obio was saying some shit like, if there's a shortcut then I will become Hokage, which at least I think that's what he's saying. Or I could just be tired. And I did somewhat skim through this chapter because I sort of know this. Let me see. He says, if one has a goal and knows a shortcut, they'll definitely choose that. And Naruto says, I don't want to know an easy shortcut. I want to walk down a steep path, which pretty much I guess that's what Naruto's saying to me, at least. What it feels like is that he's more so saying hard work and dedication will get you to your goal, not more so, not shortcuts like what Obio's doing. Though technically, like with the whole child prophecy thing, that could be a shortcut. But even then, you could debate the fact that Naruto doesn't really have to follow this prophecy if he wants to. But the fact that he's destined to like be like this whole thing that brings the whole world to peace, yeah. And yet he's on that track. So like it would be better if it was his prophecy to destroy the world, or if that was someone else. That, in my opinion, would have been a lot better. But yeah, that's the topic for another video like I could do in the future. Overall, Naruto chapter 653. I guess it's okay. It's just primarily talking about Jutsu. I imagine the fact that at the end of the next chapter, unless if my bullshit prediction actually happens for like fuck no reason. I guess you could say fuck no Jutsu reason happens, then I guess the fact that the fact that it'll be Obio accepting it, then we'll go back. Then I could even see how the chapter will end with Naruto and Obio returning to the battlefield, and Obio is now going to go up against Madara, which I will still hold this until it either happens or doesn't happen. I'll say this. Since Obio is the only one to permanently damage the Edo Tenseis, he's gonna be the one to take out Madara, or at least do some serious fucking damage to him. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this Naruto chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Give me your thoughts down below in the comments. If you like this video, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. But if you like this video and want to see more content like this, sub to me. But yeah, anyways, I'm Gamer signing out. Peace.